My name is Tony Fabian from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. This is my display on the 1903 Remington rifle. Before World War II began for the United States, the Brits approached Remington to see if they would produce a 1903 rifle in .303 British caliber. So Remington signed a contract with the Brits, and just before they started production, the Brits canceled the contract. But the American military, believing that we were soon to be entering the war, started in negotiation with Remington to go ahead and produce the M1903 in its standard .30-06 caliber. So taking my display from this side to that, this is a 1917 Remington produced Enfield rifle. So this wasn't the first time that Remington produced bolt-action rifles for the U.S. military. And just as with the 1903, in 1914, Remington was producing .303 Enfield rifles for the British. And when we entered the war, Remington converted production to the .30-06 cartridge. So this is an example of the Remington's first foray into the bolt-action, modern bolt-action military production. Next is the very first model that Remington turned out for the U.S. military in 1941. This is a rare first run of production Remington 1903 rifle. Remington used the tooling from Rock Island Armory to produce the rifles, and so their first rifles produced were essentially clones of the World War I rifles produced by Rock Island Armory. It has all the features of a rifle of that period, including a finger groove stock and all machined parts. Shortly after they began production, Remington decided that they could speed production and cut costs by making a few tweaks and modifications to the rifle's design. What we're seeing here is what was now referred to as the 1903 modified rifle. Remington did away with the finger groove for the stock, and they also, as on this rifle as well, they did away with the oval lightning cuts on the sight-based collar. Other than that, it's the same rifle. This rifle here was produced in March of 1942. This rifle here was produced in August of 1942. Throughout the production, Remington decided that they could really cut costs and really speed production if they changed a lot of the basic parts of the rifle. And so in beginning of 1943, Remington came up with the M1903A3 rifle, which had several stamped parts, including the forward and rear barrel bands, the trigger guard, and the magazine, and the butt plate. Also, one of the most the major modification was getting rid of the open sight that was forward of the action to an aperture sight in the rear part of the action. Finally, this rifle here is kind of the centerpiece of the display. Remington was the only civilian manufacturer who produced a sniper rifle during World War II. This is the M1903A4 sniper rifle. Notice it has a different pistol grip style stock, also has a dished bolt handle, and most importantly, a Weaver 330C sporting scope with a crosshair reticle.